barbecue sauce.
Welcome to another episode of Raised by TV. I'm here with my other TV freak, Lauren Lapkus.
And the first TV freak you heard is John Gabrus. Freaks for life. We are going to take you back in time.
This is a true...
And I gotta go back in time.
If you think we are mining nostalgia for mediocre podcast success, you are correct. And we're going full fucking dive in here.
It's April 13th, 1990.
It's a Friday night. And the mood is right.
And
Gonna have some fun.
Oh my God.
I don't know how to sing the song.
I don't know how to sing this song.
Or any song.
Oh,
April 13th, just 1 week away from Columbine.
No way.
A couple of years, too.
A couple of years. It's 1990, and this is just a glimpse at a night of TGIF. We watched these episodes so we could feel the moment for real.
We watched 3 of the 4 episodes that aired that night.
One was not available.
Just the 10 of us, season 3, episode 20, episode title Rat Boy Lives, was impossible to find. The other 3 happened to be on Hulu.
Yeah, they're very accessible. And I was a little sad that just the 10 of us wasn't available because I remember watching that show, but I don't remember much about it.
That's exactly how I feel. And I can't... Is that the one with, like, Mrs. Poole was in it?
Look, wait, I just need to pull up a picture because I can think of the...
Oh, yeah, it's like...
Who is that guy?
The premise was that there was 10 people in the family?
Yeah, and that's just too many. So, okay.
Should we...
Let's jump into the lineup.
Let's jump in the lineup. So Full House I watched for... I think this is the order. Full House, Family Matters, Perfect Strangers, just the 10 of us? Is that possible?
Yes.
So Full House, season 3, episode 22, 3 men and another baby.
And now this is an episode that I remember very clearly because I've seen it 1,000 times where the neighbors randomly drop off their baby to be babysat overnight by the Tanners. And the neighbors are only in it for like 2 seconds, but they clearly hate Danny.
Right. The vibe is that they hate Danny, but they're comfortable leaving their child there. And when we say child, we mean
it's
0-year-old.
A baby, 0 years old.
They're going to like put it in. They have a crib ready for it for some reason.
And now, even though Danny is supposed to babysit this baby the whole time, it's a very Comet-heavy episode. I think his whole storyline was just about the dog. He was like screaming at the dog, interacting with the dog, dogs running by. It was like, I felt bad for the actor.
Yeah, the storyline is that Danny has to take Comet to obedience school. So Jesse, the guy who doesn't like kids because he's hot, can watch the baby, who, by the way, the baby's name is Tony. Now, I know that's a name. Tony's a name, and I don't want to get into making fun of people's names, but Tony to me,
Tony is funny.
Hey, it's Tony, my baby.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. It's fucking Tony over here.
And he was the blankest baby I've ever seen. No emotion throughout the entire episode, which they were probably thrilled about.
Tiffany walked in while I was watching this and went, couldn't they have gotten a cute baby? It was so mean, but...
It was kind of true.
But this is an insane... First of all, the idea that, like, all you need is one level of, like, follow-up of, like, wait a minute, where is the parents going that they're okay leaving their kid at the neighbor's house and okay with Danny saying he'll watch it, but then Danny's like, I'm running out tonight. And then they let the baby sleep in a crib and Michelle gets jealous.
And I totally relate to this feeling. Did you have that feeling? You're the baby, though.
I'm the oldest.
Oh, you're the oldest.
I have my youngest brother.
What? Why did I think you were?
Because I'm a spoiled, rotten little weenie.
Well, so yeah, you're the oldest. So then whenever a new baby was born, did you feel that way?
Oh, yeah. My youngest brother's like 8 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Maybe 9 years. And when he was like 12 and when I was 21 and he was 12, I was still jealous.
Wow.
Because he was getting treated, because I paved the way for shitty parents. You know, like they took a practice run on me and were like, nope, that's not how you raise a kid. Try it again on my middle brother. We're like, not so much. And then with Jason, they were like, let's try showering him with love and praise.
Yeah. and it worked.
Sort of. But I was fucking bitter.
Yeah, I remember being jealous of any little kid pretty much. But then like my cousin was born 9 years when I was 9. And I had been the baby that whole time in my family.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like, oh, now it's changing. But then I kind of I felt like kind of like babysitter role. Like
right. Then
like
you can,
helpful
that's
things.
how you can handle it, is you start to deal in like I'll help them.
Yeah. Well, and that was what Stephanie was doing in the show by giving Michelle her toy, Mr. Bear. And
God,
she was.
I forgot how annoying Stephanie was.
Stephanie's so annoying, and her hair is so awful in this episode. It's a poodle. It's a poodle's hair.
Yeah, they give her like the weird bangs and like the
poof
full
bang, and then it's straight, and then it poofs around the bottom like curls. It's like very like Shakespearean, or like a little boy from the
she's like an American Girl
royal
doll.
times.
Yeah, she's like Prince Chauncey. Chauncey, get off of that. No, Mama. Chauncey, get down. Sorry, Papa. This episode features some real heteronormative gender role shit of Jesse doesn't want to be around babies, but then he starts to feel a little something towards Tony.
And it's stupid because he's raised the 3 girls in this house. Like, he has been there since day 1.
I know.
And Michelle was a baby, and he did it.
But he plays the classic like trope of like, I'm a guy, I don't like diapers.
Yeah.
That's for chicks.
But
Shit is for women.
He's so hot.
He is, and Aunt Becky is fuck.
They're both so hot. You know, they dated sort of, but they kind of never. It was a will they, won't they in their real lives. Like they were like both married, then they both weren't, or they were both in relationships, or they both weren't, and then it was like I think they had a brief thing, but not really.
They are the younger generation, slightly older generations, Mulder and Scully.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, that's who I've been shipping from
Were they really dating at any point?
No, but they've like hinted at weird stuff on like social media.
Yeah, because they kind of have said they're both the one that got away.
Oh, that's so hot.
And now he just got married at Disneyland like the other day.
To Minnie?
Yeah, it is fucking hot. No, to some like young hot person who is pregnant. And they got married at the Little Brown...
I hope it's his child.
I hope so too. They got married at the Little Brown Church in Studio City. Do you know that place?
Yes.
It's very unassuming. I was very intrigued by that.
Oh, that's cute.
I know. I was like, wow, all the money in the world, you still get married at the Little Brown Church.
Oh, and the other real misogynistic part is Becky can't cook.
Oh, yeah.
And she wants to make them dinner for some reason. Danny's like a professional housekeeper. Like, he's like a house husband.
Yeah, wait, in the cold open, wasn't he just like clean? He was cleaning.
It was mop till you drop day.
Yeah, he's got essentially the original Swiffer.
This move right here.
I think it's a mop. Yeah.
And
he hops under the counter so he can mop where he stood.
Freeze, stop. Take off your shoes.
Oh, that's right. It's Friday, and Friday is Mop Till You Drop Day.
He has problems.
Wipe your paws. I just mopped.
ADR, horrible ADR. That was definitely recorded later.
Comet. Oh man, it's a good thing you start obedience school tonight.
It's the best dog ever. He's like sitting perfectly still.
Sleds are herding sheep.
the baby actually takes a cue and stops crying at one.
Do an occasional little laundry.
Here come the neighbors.
Oh, here come the neighbors that hate Danny.
Comet, come back.
Comet, come back.
Get it out of your system.
So not funny.
I don't ever understand why the crowd laughs.
Thanks for letting Tony sleep over tonight.
Oh, hey, what are neighbors for? I get $3.50 an hour plus tips and all I can eat, which is no big deal because it's my food.
He can't even laugh. Oh, they give the fakest laugh.
You're a prince, man. Here's a list of emergency phone numbers. And here's
Who are these
nutritionally
people?
balanced, cholesterol-free,
Based on this guy's voice, I feel like he's got to be like a former hippie that is in the.
You know who he looks like is the caterpillar from the Alice in Wonderland live show. Do you remember the Alice in Wonderland,
Yes.
like, through the looking glass or whatever? And there was that caterpillar guy
He
who
does
was like really sleepy and like high. Can we find out if that's the same person?
Because the caterpillar is the stoner. I mean, of all the Alice,
Yeah.
it's all sort of stonery, but we're all mad down here, bro.
Yeah.
This episode is fucking weird. There's a lot of weirdness. This has an
No, but wait. Look up the live through the Looking Glass Alice in Wonderland cast on IMDb, and then see if that is him.
This episode has A through like H storylines.
There are too many things going on. I think even just like the baby being there is enough. We don't need that it's Mop Till You Drop Day. We don't need that Comet is being bad.
And that Joey is doing the DJ's math homework.
Oh yeah, and then he calls the nut company.
That's maybe the funniest bit in the episode, I will say, is that he's supposed to solve some sort of stupid word problem like so-and-so has this many nuts that cost this much, blah, blah, blah. He calls a nut company to try to get it solved, and he's using like an adding calculator. It's as dumb as it gets.
Look, I can laugh out loud at Full House on any day of the week, but this episode did not do it for me.
Really? I was watching this and I was like, who the fuck was watching this when it was on?
I loved this show. I mean, I've watched it all many, many times. Of course, all the reruns, but like, yeah, it's just a classic. It's very comforting. But I was honestly more into the next episode that we watched, the Family Matters.
Yeah. Okay, I was into it because this is all right, let's get to it. Family Matters, season 1, episode 19, in a jam.
Yeah.
Season 1.
Urkel
is a boy, a baby boy.
I wrote down, this is Urkel 101. Like, it's like basic Urkel. Like, we're like, okay, let's get some nerd jokes out there. He's got the character down so hard. Like, he's committing like really hard because it's brand new.
Right.
And he's committing in a different way. Like, it's nuanced.
Yeah, it's not catchphrases.
Yeah.
Yet. He doesn't say, got any cheese or whatever.
And then he literally comes in the house and eats anchovy paste.
Well, this is where we learn that, and this is a recurring thing in these sitcoms, is that like he's abused, right?
Yeah, like they're like, doesn't your family feed you? And he was like, sometimes.
And it's like, yeah, he was going to take home anchovy paste and put it on a dog biscuit. These people, like, Urkel's living like the movie Room. Not the Tommy Wiseau one.
And also, like, he's in their house that could have anything in the fridge.
And he's like, anchovy paste. He's so friggin' cute, though.
He's so cute. He's darling.
He's so cute with his, like, big, crooked Sally Jesse Raphael glasses. This classic episode, we get the storylines are Carl, and this is just something that always happens. Carl, as a police officer, was being interviewed about a bank robbery, showed such charm that he was offered a spot as the weatherman for the local news, which always goes like, and literally they have the plot line. This is some sitcom continuity shit. Grandma goes, well, don't you want to be a cop? And he's like, well, that's the thing. It's just a part-time job. Every cop does it.
I know. Because right before that, I wrote down, why is he going to leave his job as a cop to do this? And then 1 second later, he's like, every cop gets to do the traffic. I'm like, why would they waste a cop's time with this? They're in Chicago. There's plenty to do.
And I hate episodes that are like, no, this will be fun. Like talking about comedy in shows always reeks.
No, and so he wants to be funny as the traffic reporter.
Like the former
And so
cop.
Aunt Rachel helps him come up with jokes. And
was Aunt Rachel works in TV too?
No, I don't. Well, at this point, I don't know what her job is.
She seems to say like she's a professional writer.
Oh, and eventually she works at a restaurant, or she owns her own restaurant.
Oh,
when they burn that one down.
Oh my God, right.
But she writes all these jokes for him, and they're so stupid. They're like knock joke level, like dumb. And then they're both laughing so hard. And to me, honestly, that's some of the hardest acting that you have to do, is laughing at a really bad joke like it's the funniest thing. Like,
it's pretending something's funny.
Yeah, I think that's so hard.
It's brutal.
Wait, let's watch this little clip.
There's an accident on the expressway.
This is a good joke.
Paramedics are on the scene. And speaking of medical personnel, a guy walks into the doctor's office. The doctor says, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is you've got 48 hours to live. The guy says, what's the bad news? The doctor says, I forgot to call you yesterday.
Yeah, then they have like a Def Jam reaction. Not, what's her name? Harriet.
What has that got to do with traffic?
There's a great shot of Eddie's pants in this when Steven recruits him to be a bully to help him with it. Oh, so that's the plot line, is Urkel's dealing with a bully named Bull.
It was actually sad to me watching him get bullied.
I
found it sad, and I was like, someone just being a mean bully is the saddest thing to an innocent nerd.
A moment happened in this episode when Bull tells him if he doesn't have the money tomorrow, Steven goes, what's going to happen to me? Urkel goes, what's going to happen to me? And I said to Tiffany, he's going to crush the napkin thing.
Oh my God.
And I just it came to me. I didn't remember anything else in this episode. And I'm like, oh, he's going to crush the napkin thing. And that is a trope of bullies crushing the napkin container.
Yeah. And I mean, it's clearly like made of tin.
Yeah.
You don't have it?
No.
Timing, Urkel is impeccable.
And just to refresh my memory, what happens if I don't pay?
Here we go.
So cute.
I literally went, the napkin dispenser.
Yeah. That made me laugh out loud.
He's got good
Ooh,
timing.
yeah.
He's got good timing, and he's so cute. Can you just jump back to the kitchen scene? You don't even have to play audio. I just want Lapkus to see Eddie's pants. I think it was before that. There you go. Look at these fucking pants.
Oh my God, they are bunched up around his.
He's got them pulled up to his nipple.
And there's no room for his body.
Look at the. Wait till you see when he stands next to Urkel. His belt is at Urkel's neck height, and his junk is at like. Urkel. These kids are so.
Yeah.
Look at those.
It's literally like at his shoulders. That's insane.
He looks good though.
Yeah, no, he's hot at this point in time.
What is the girl's name again?
Laura.
Laura is. You see, this is season 1, but you see the eye-rolling, sort of sarcastic Laura already coming out, which would eventually just become her entire character.
I know. Well, I was wondering about Harriet because at this point it's season 1, and she's under the impression this is her spinoff.
Right.
Like
right.
she's like, this is my show.
Yeah, I got a show.
And it's definitely an ensemble cast, but like she's very famous. Like at this point, she and Carl would be the most famous people in the cast.
Right, but everyone's going to remember Urkel.
Yeah.
Little do they know
didn't know
that the neighbor, the abused child genius down the street who's in love with their daughter will be the takeaway star.
I don't feel like there are a lot of examples of that happening. Like I feel like that's a pretty rare thing to have a side character kind of take over and be the most notable thing.
Well, here's the thing. It's season 1, episode 19. These shows get a chance to do stuff. Every show now is like 7 episodes and so noted.
Especially multicams, like they just get canceled after like 2. And
right.
So there's no chance to see where anything would go.
There's no like, oh, we got to see more of that character in season 2. People seem to really like him. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just
or
like,
her.
Thank you. Right, there's a chance the female character could be interesting.
Good luck. We get to see Eddie be sort of a badass in this episode.
Yes, and he stands up for Urkel.
And he's a hunk. And this moment is weird because you don't really consider Eddie to be like a big, tough badass, but he is. He shows up, by the way, in a lime green turtleneck and a salmon-colored jacket.
And that's intimidating to this bully.
The bully... Oh!
The fight's over, Bull. This has nothing to do with you. This is between me and the dork. Butt out.
This guy's insane.
Well, as long as Eddie's here, let's be open to his input.
Bull, we all know that you're tough, man. You don't have to beat up on Urkel just to prove it. I mean, he's a small, defenseless, puny, pathetic, weak, wimpy, scrawny little...
Eddie. I think you made your point.
Okay.
Also, I think the premise is Eddie's in high school and he's going to beat up Bull, who's a 7th grader. But he's been in 7th grade since the card. Ooh.
So Bull just swung and spun around and missed, and then Eddie
dropped him with a punch to the stomach. They say Bull's been in the junior high since the Carter administration.
That didn't even get laughs when he said, I'll leave him alone.
Well, that's the other thing about, like, there's laughs at every single moment. So when a moment doesn't get a laugh in the show, it always feels unsettling.
It feels rough. And I'm like, I bet that was that guy's audition scene.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard not to start thinking about stuff like that. You're like, oh, I'm Bull. Maybe the bully character will come back. I'm 28 playing a junior high kid.
Beating up a literal 11-year-old.
How does Carl's storyline resolve? He ends up being kind of charming.
So Carl, like, he gets to the TV station and he's like about to do the starting jokes or whatever, and then the guy's like, didn't you hear? The last cop got fired for making too many jokes.
Officer
and he's
Bud,
like,
yeah.
oh no. And then he tries to not do jokes, and then he does, and they all fail, and he looks like an idiot. And then he realizes he should just be himself.
And he talks about the location of a donut store.
Yes, and he starts drawing on a map. Like, it's literally a dry erase board with a map, drawn on
this
it.
This is pre-green screen weatherman
He's drawing the traffic, on a map of Chicago. Like, it makes no sense. Like, this isn't going to help anyone.
Yeah. Oh, like a zoomed out point of view. All right, I'll take 20. He even starts rattling off like real highways and stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of pain and suffering, this guy asked his doctor if he has 48 hours to live. And his doctor says, you should have asked me yesterday. That's not right.
Imagine you turned on the TV and a fucking cop was giving you the weather. I'd be like, this world is falling apart.
It would be. The grandma has a funny line.
Anybody mind if I change the channel?
Got very, not as many laughs as I wanted to get.
Yeah.
But let me remind you that I got to work with Reginald Bell Johnson on Clipped on TBS, a short-lived sitcom.
And hi.
Oh my God.
Do something.
I love the
There's an
desperation of
overturned
the
tanker on
side character
the Stevenson
actors.
Expressway near Cicero Boulevard. Traffic is blocked in both directions. If you're heading into downtown, take the service road. Wait a minute, you can't take the service road. They're repairing that. If you take it, you'll be stuck there for a month.
Uh-oh, here we go. This is his
Here's
moment.
your overturned tanker. Your best bet is to get off at Central, continue east until you come to Archer. You can't miss it because right on the corner, there's a Don's Donut Shop. And if you got a minute, drop in. They got the best crullers in town.
He's so freaking cute. Yes.
He's so
That's
cute.
literally what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
And let me remind you again that he played George Wendt's fiance or husband on Clipped.
What?
Yes.
Now I gotta
Now
check
you
that
gotta
show.
find it. It will never be seen again. It's like that's what happens too now. Like all of these old shows are accessible at any point online, but new things that get canceled you'll just never see them again.
Right.
Like every show I've been on that's canceled quickly is just gone forever, which does bum me out a little bit because it's kind of fun to rewatch dumb
Right,
shit.
and
people.
or like sometimes you'll just like if you end up being like a real Lapkus head down the road and never watched Clipped, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, check it out. I'm a big fan
Sure.
of Betsy, George Wendt,
Betsy's
Lapkus.
on it. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Ashley Tisdale, of course.
Of course,
Of course, with that, the George Wendt, of course, then Ashley Tisdale.
that's the order for me.
Good times.
Should we take a break and see what other episodes are up after these commercials?
Yes.
Squarespace.
I love my website. After these messages,
we'll be right back.
Okay, we are back, and it's time for a little snack, and I'm scared.
I'm scared. We have Lunchables
Look.
in here today.
Sam pointed out that Lunchables used to have a clear top so you could see the food inside, and now it is just a cardboard box that is very mysterious. And I see on the outside we have two types, the turkey and cheddar cracker stackers, and then pizza with pepperoni, which is such a stretch.
Made with pork, chicken, and beef.
And then
Oh,
they
yum. They
each
were able to
one-
get all the meats into this Lunchable bag.
And then
Box.
one of them has a Reese's peanut butter cup and one has a Crunch bar, and they both have
One has Pacific
Capri
Cooler
Sun.
flavored, though. The turkey and cheddar Pacific Cooler is a good flavor.
Look, I'm like, this is okay. I always was jealous of people with Lunchables at school because I never had them.
Dude, I'm so wound up. That's I always like, that's the coolest thing you could eat in school.
But
Hands
I'm
down.
looking at it now and I'm like, there's no way I would have actually liked that.
Yeah, no, me neither. Are you doing turkey and cheddar cracker
I
stackers?
am, but I don't like cheddar cheese, and I never did. So I'm going to eat it how I would as a child.
Okay, which is the
Which is
Nestle
the
Crunch
exact
bar
same
on it?
way. Yeah, the Crunch bar on a cracker.
I'm going to make a fucking pizza.
I'm honestly worried about the turkey. Oh my God. Okay, it feels, I'm starting to get nervous.
It doesn't smell or feel good in
The
my
cracker
hands.
is just a regular round, like Ritz wannabe cracker. The meat, I'm touching it now.
Oh, God. I remember kids getting this. Like, I wanted this so bad. And then they definitely didn't wash their hands before
No!
lunch, right?
Okay, you didn't put the sauce on first.
You're supposed to put the sauce on first?
Well, it's like a pizza.
Yeah, but I'm doing it my way, dude.
Okay, I'm biting into this, and my Capri Sun is ready to drown
This pizza
it out.
is ice. I mean, this sauce is ice fucking
That's
cold.
what I always thought about those. I was like, how is that good?
All right.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. It's not the worst thing I ever had.
This might be one of the worst.
I was afraid of this meat, but here's the thing. I'm not going to have more of it, but it's not scary. Like, it tasted like meat.
I have to drive 3 hours right after this, so I'm going to
That's my thing. I have a full day, and I'm like, I can't have a problem.
I can't be more than 25 feet away from a toilet at any given moment. This is terrible. Do you want me to make you one? You want to make me a
No.
cracker? I'll make you one little pizza. You make me a cracker stacker.
Ew.
Just try
okay,
a bite
fine.
and shut the fuck up. I'm going sauce first because you're so particular about how you eat your ice cold pizzas.
Fucking nasty.
Oh.
Okay, here's
There's
your
no
little
napkins in
cracker
there.
stacker.
Oh, thank you. Do they give you like a little squirt bag of mayo that you can throw on?
No,
there?
thank God. And I will eat this Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah, well that.
Even though it's been in there since 1990.
Are you so excited to try it? I'm so excited to eat this turkey thing that you touched with your hands.
Picture of it. I know, isn't that gross? Okay, this looks like shit.
It is shit.
I feel sick. Look, I've actually grown a lot with my eating habits. I was very, very picky as a child, but this is still like, this falls in the category of things that would disgust me as a child.
Oh, this is fair. You're a normal child if you're disgusted by this.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm. That's upsettingly bad.
It's like eating like makeup or something. Like,
it's like the taste of. I gotta rinse my mouth out with this bag of sugar water. Oh God! Please let me die with Lunchables in my.
Oh my God! I feel sick just about the idea. And then wait, looking at the box, the picture is not even good. Like, look how they made this. There's actually more cheese in the box than they put on top of this pizza, and it's like pink looking, like the cheese. Like they didn't spend time like color correcting this box.
Often with this stuff, you feel like they
throw up.
They misrepresent how shitty it actually is. I feel like with Lunchables, they're like, you bought shit, right? Like, go ahead and dive in.
I honestly feel like, how much are these, Josh?
$4.
$4 for each? That's pretty expensive.
Do you want to get a boomerang of us cheersing Capri Suns?
Yes.
I just said like 5 buzzwords that would get Lapkus excited. Do you want to make content?
So that's good.
We're sipping on Capri Suns. You got Pacific Cooler, which is legendarily the best flavor.
Yeah, it rocks.
Yeah, fruit punch, truly not bad.
Yeah, I always liked fruit punch.
This is honestly less sweet than I expected it to be.
I bet they've changed it.
But I think it's because I just ate the sweetest marinara sauce I've ever had.
That was the sickest thing ever. I actually almost, like, if I thought about it for too long,
Stop.
I could have. Yeah, okay. I bet you.
We hate your podcast. The sounds of chewing is disgusting. Also, the minute and a half of you guys vomiting was not great either.
Wait, okay. This Capri Sun, wasn't there a whole thing about how they wanted to have a clear back to it because it was like weird to not show the contents? Oh my God, I just remembered something so gross.
Oh God, please. Now's the time.
Okay, I remember this story, reading it online. I don't think it was that long ago. Maybe like 10 years ago I read this story about these juice boxes. Oh my God.
Oh shit, guys, for the record, Lapkus is like literally gagging.
They had like mold in them.
Uh-huh.
And like you couldn't see inside it because it was like a cardboard box, and these kids were drinking it, and then they like the mom like opened them up and like dumped them out, and there was like all this chunky mold. Shut up!
That's how I used to get out of school in the morning. I would go.
Oh my God!
And then pour water into the toilet.
What?
That's how I'd get out of school. Doesn't it sound good?
It sounds disgusting.
Doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound good. I'll think barf.
I've never felt more in 4th grade than going like, hey, Lauren.
Don't do it again.
Do you think my burp is cool? And then the girl going like, disgusting.
Okay, let's go back to our TGIF lineup.
Should we maybe go to the bathroom and make ourselves puke? So
ew, what is on your paper?
Glob of tomato. You can't use context clues to guess what that drop of red.
I know what it is, but I hate that it's out of context now.
I had to wipe it off my finger.
Do you want to go wash your hands?
No. No, thank you. Well, let's get back before we talk about Perfect Strangers. Let's talk a little bit about April 1990.
Yeah, okay.
George H.W. Bush is president.
Yeah, I don't think I ever knew who the president was when I was little.
Oh, me neither. Not until Bill Clinton played the saxophone on Arsenio did I know anything about
not
presidents.
until Monica Lewinsky did I start paying attention.
The number 1 song in the Billboard charts is I'll Be Your Everything by Tommy Page. Excuse me, do not know it.
Me neither. But it was about to be replaced. Oh. Wait, Tommy Page was on Full House. Oh my God, Tommy. Okay, he went on Full House and did a concert at their house for Stephanie's birthday.
What? Small
or
world.
for DJ's birthday. Or one of them fell in love. Basically, it was like he went to perform for one of the girls and the other one got a crush on him, and it was like devastating to her when it didn't work out because he's like an adult.
He was like the one like hunky recording artist who was popular at the time, is what I'm guessing.
I guess. I didn't, because I never knew who that was, but I know him from Full House only, which is kind of funny.
Oh, that's so funny.
And then it was replaced by Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor, which is a classic song.
Great song. We're talking, this is WrestleMania 6 earlier in the month. Ultimate Warrior beat Hulk Hogan. Twin Peaks premieres on ABC. In Living Color premieres on Fox. So many great things are happening.
And then the number one movie in the country is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was so good.
Want to talk about songs? There's a song I know.
What? How does it go?
Ninja, rap. It's a green machine, gonna rock the town without being seen. You ever seen a turtle get down? Slamming, jamming to the new swing sound.
You ever seen a turtle get down? No, I haven't.
Well, you haven't lived, sweetheart.
And then now, that same year, the Supreme Court rules state that it may make it a crime to possess or look at child pornography. It may make it a crime.
Okay.
So they're not sure yet.
Here's Lapkus' loophole. The weird recurring
they may make it a crime. They haven't said for sure. We don't know. And so they're thinking about it. Well, but this is so fine. So if you did it before then, it's not really a crime because they never said it was a crime. Okay?
Okay, sir. I guess I'll go with a foot long.
Okay, so because I'm just saying because it wasn't even the Supreme Court hadn't made it official yet.
Yes, the spicy Italian, please. We have, at least we laugh.
And then the Hubble Space Telescope was launched.
But
that's
boring.
Science, shut up.
Fuck you, nerds. I'm going to give an astronaut a wedgie.
Was it on TV?
Today is intergalactic give an astronaut wedgie day. If you see an astronaut, knock the book. If you see an astronaut.
Okay, and then, let's go back into our TGIF. We have get that tomato dollop off your paper or throw it out. Then we go back to Perfect Strangers. And this was the worst episode of television I think I've ever watched. This was one of the most boring.
It is boring. They never really leave the house.
Now, where Full House had 20 storylines, this one had one, and it was the worst.
It's really weird. There was like a slight second storyline.
Yeah, but not really.
Yeah. And watching it again, I forgot how it's just kind of like weird foreign guy is the entire
I know,
premise.
but you know what I was thinking about? Okay, so I think I've mentioned before that my brother and I, when it would come on, we would run around screaming, Balky's on, and run and watch it. We loved it.
Yeah, Balky's bigger than Perfect Strangers the way Urkel's bigger than Family Matters.
But the thing about it that when watching it now, I'm like, he basically is foreign and doesn't understand anything in America, but is also very immature because not all foreigners are idiots. It's he's an immature person.
Right, under the guise of that he's foreign.
And he's confused. So it's actually he basically has the same interests and thoughts as an 8-year-old, which is me watching it.
Right, and that's what I think that's our way in. Yeah. It is sort of it might as well be called My Child Roommate.
Yeah.
Because it's this episode, the premise is Balky gets a bird, he gets ripped off and gets a free bird with the purchase of a $250 cage, which I did the math, that's over $275 in modern money. Modern
and
currency.
Then the bird flies away by Larry's
Yorgie?
fault. I have to tell you, I didn't take notes on this episode because I was so mad at it that I was on my phone during it.
It was really boring.
Yeah, I was it felt like an hour. It felt very dragged out and I
remembered really liking this show. So this is season 5, episode 23.
That's why it's bad.
So it's the 120th episode.
They're running out of ideas. They're okay, he has a fucking bird and it is gone. It's imagining these 30-something-year-old men at the table read for this, and I'm just that's insane. They're and the bird's gone, and then he's I gotta get the bird. And then there's a point where it's wintertime, and Balky climbs out the window waiting for the bird on the fire escape and freezes in a crouched position, and then is carried in by Larry and is completely frozen.
It's it's good physical comedy, I will say. This is the only part I laughed at.
This is semi-funny because he's being a good actor. But It's so stupid.
It's crazy. Bronson Pinchot is going to be on the new
Sabrina.
And Clarissa's getting all these
I
shows.
know.
We're behind all of this.
Here's the thing. We have to be on one of them. Like,
yes.
If we don't get a fucking
Can
job.
we weaponize our listeners here a little bit?
Yeah.
Because for fuck's sake, people, you tweeted us with shit we forgot every single time an episode comes out. Can you tweet at the creators of these goddamn shows and get me and Lapkus on? Like, we'd be great weird neighbors on Clarissa.
We can act, people.
Yeah. Some would argue that we're funnier than whatever shit you say. Now we get in trouble with them. Yeah.
We don't get let on because we're so mean. Yeah, no, that'd be so fun. I'd love to be on Clarissa. I'm curious what the whole thing's going to be.
Another thing that Tiffany pointed out during this episode, which really made me laugh, is she went, "This apartment is disgusting." And it really is.
I noticed this too. Their apartment is not a TV apartment. It doesn't feel like it feels too
shitty.
Real.
Yeah, it feels.
You know what I've noticed? That Netflix show. The apartments are so real on that show. Like LA, like first apartment type place. Or whatever.
Like Rust's, whatever he lives in Homewood or whatever it's called. It's so perfect.
It's with the carpeting and the blinds.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of funny to see it done so precisely. Like Insecure does that too. They have really realistic.
Oh, Insecure does a great job. Mickey's apartment being like cool.
Yeah.
Like that's a cool LA house, like a cool
yes,
Silver Lake
and
house.
realistic though.
It all works.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna miss that show. I really liked it. Here's the notes I wrote for Perfect Stranger. Yorgi, apartment is gross, and then one last thing, and it just says, "Who was watching this?" Question mark. That's all I keep thinking watching these shows. I'm like, who's into this at this point?
This is where it starts to fade. Like, you and your family sat down with your McDonald's in front of the TV, if you're anything like me, and started watching this, and then, 2 episodes in, people started doing other stuff. It's like, and I'm the one left watching Perfect Strangers and remembering it for my entire life.
And if you're anything like me, you just finished eating, you watch 2 episodes, you fall asleep during the 3rd episode because you're so tired because you were cranking off all day long, staying home sick from school.
Sick.
I'm
sick. Got too much jizz.
My balls are heavy. And then let's pretend we saw Just the 10 of Us.
Yeah.
Season 3, episode 20, called Rat Boy Lives.
Do we have a theme song for Just the 10 of Us?
Yeah.
I would love to hear that.
Rat Boy Lives is
great. I love that. So I would put that on a shirt and wear that.
Apparently it's a graffiti tag that he put.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that kid. He was from Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Also called Wake, Rattle, and Roll, as I've been corrected. Are they using... Oh, yes, I remember this.
If I can stay on the ball, take it a minute.
They're driving across the country in a giant van with a trailer attached.
To California.
What can I say?
And he's a basketball coach. That's what. He had to move there for his job.
Bill Kirkenbauer.
Wow, I remember this really well, actually. That mom was so cute. I feel like she was on other stuff.
Nothing comes easy. Oh, I'm always bringing home second places.
This is a long theme, and everyone's hot.
I know, it's just all hot.
Joanne was kind of the smart tomboy.
Matt Shackman is somebody now.
Oh, and that
He's
little
a
girl
director,
had those
right?
big glasses.
Wait, Matt Shackman.
This show was on for a while. How long was this on?
Well, this is season 3, episode 20.
I remember this pretty well, where I feel like it must have been playing a lot at the time. But I don't know. They're on for 2 years. Maybe it was only 2. A school teacher and his...
that's where I know his name from. He directed Game of Thrones, and he's also the guy from Just the 10 of Us. He directed the big episode. Can you go down to his IMDb and
that is awesome.
See his directing?
The predecessor was Growing Pains.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia, American Gods, You're the Worst. I knew...
Ooh, his credits are amazing.
I knew he sounded familiar. And he's the kid. And, oh, man.
Oh, wait, this is... Was this a spin-off of Growing Pains? A school teacher, his pregnant wife, and their 7 children move west. Also, that equals 9.
Well, the pregnant, I guess they can.
Oh, okay.
Because,
right.
life begins at
conception. Yeah, sorry. I wasn't.
Just the 10 of Us could also be called How We Squeeze 10 White Characters into a TV show.
I know. See, that's how crazy it was.
That's, of course, how can
It's a spinoff of Growing Pains in which Kirkenbauer portrayed the same character on a recurring basis. So the basketball coach got his own spinoff. That would never happen now.
It did on Goldberg's.
Well, see, wait, what is the spinoff?
Brian Callen and Tim Meadows, they're spinning off to the teachers.
Oh, it's a new thing?
Yeah, to the 90s,
wow.
but they're still teachers.
But see, it's kind of funny that it's an 80s sitcom that's doing that.
Right, they're
like it
spinning off,
doesn't
yeah.
feel like Big Bang is going to do. Well, Young Sheldon.
Holy shit! But Big Bang had to do.
I was thinking of a spin-off character though, not like this is like a.
That's a prequel.
Yeah.
So to spin off, imagine you're the basketball coach on
That's the dream though. That's like what that bully thought was going to happen to him. He's like,
Right.
I'll be recurring and then I'll get my own show.
Early on in the business, when you guest star on something, or even when you're an extra, and other people you're around have like those weird high hopes, and you already know it doesn't happen, but they're talking shit like, well, the neighbors they're always going to be living next door.
People always say that stuff, and like,
Yeah.
if you have like a small like 2-line part, it's like you could always be at the store again when they come back here. It's like I will not be at the store.
No,
again.
that's not how
They'll
it
never
works.
Go to
yeah.
the store again.
I know, but then this guy gets to play a basketball coach recurring on Growing Pains, so that's a little bit of
And that's
fun.
a pretty big show at the time, so he's like killing it.
And then they're like, we really like this Kirkenbauer character.
Yeah.
Let's follow him to fucking California, where he becomes a basketball coach and reveal that he has 9 children.
That's huge. I wonder whose idea it was. Like, to spin it off. Like, if he was like, hey, big friends with one of the producers, and he's like, let's pitch this.
He's like, you're actually really excited.
If
when
you
you're
have
on
10 kids, that's a basketball team.
You're like a big, overweight, bald white guy. You deserve your own show. We can flesh it out with 9 attractive females that are your daughters somehow.
Yeah.
They look older than your mom by season 3, by older than your wife.
But you
Oh,
call her
man.
your mom.
Guess what? It's time to go to bed. We have to wake up for cartoons in the morning.
Ooh.
Oh shit, that should be the next episode. Is we should do
Yeah.
a Saturday morning cartoons from
Have we not done that?
from April 14th, 1990. The next day.
Yeah. Just live like ourselves for. And also, you
And
did.
then on Sunday, I'm going to go to karate class.
You did mention this was 28 years ago.
That's so upsetting to me.
Which is the craziest sentence. Like, to me, that's just crazy.
This
that I
wor-
like can remember anything that I did 28 years ago feels like I'm now old.
We are.
I know.
28 years ago, and I was cognizant enough to know what was going on in these episodes. It's
Yeah.
depressing.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks a lot.
Hey, but here's the one good thing is we're only going to continue to get older until we die.
Yeah, and the cool part is we still watch so much garbage that fills our brain, and we don't learn anything.
No, Tiffany was like, are you even, I was like so high watching some Hulu show the other night, like dozing off on the couch. And she's like, come to bed. I'm like, I'm watching this. She's like, what are you doing? Just go to bed. You just sleep. You've watched 3 hours of Future Man. Just go to sleep.
You can't do that.
No.
But it's great. All right, well, let's take a break, and we'll be right back after these messages. It is now time for an improvised sitcom.
We'd like to thank @Greg Weeb, Webe, for his